Welcome back. This gentleman is Michael Bent, who last night you may have seen win his heavyweight match against Orbit Pugh. You go in against Troy Bodine in the finals. You confidently looking forward to that match?
Very confident. In last night's battle against Pugh, I boxed well. I did all things I wanted to do. In Bodine, I want to try and pressure him a little bit. Because he likes to showboat. I'm going to try and break it up a little bit.
Michael, you showed us a good jab, good movement in the bout with Pugh. Will we see a lot of that also against Bodine?
It depends on how he's going to come out and fight me. If he tries to slug with me, I'm going to box him. If not, I'll go toe-to-toe with him.
All right, Michael, thanks for joining us, and good luck to you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay. And we are back now to what has been an action-packed 139-pounder. Now, a warning and a point being taken away from Nick Kokoris for low blows. And the crowd doesn't like it, but there have been a lot of them by Nick Kokoris. I'm sure not intentionally. He's a clean boxer, but nevertheless, they've landed. And appropriately, Marco Sampras gives the point deduction. So that will add some intrigue here. Because Martinez had his moments in round 2. I don't know if he won that round, but for the first half of the round, he did well. Round 1 likely would have gone to Kokoris. But don't go to the bank on my scoring. I thought Vernon McGriff beat Kelsey Banks. So it's just like the pros. I'm wrong sometimes. This is round 3 action. Nick Kokoris in the green and an aggressive Arthur Martinez in the blue. Good hook by Martinez. And the question is, will the fact that Kokoris has not felt very well the last 3 or 4 days have an impact on him? He could tire out a little bit here in this 3rd round. And so far, Martinez has not only gotten a point deducted away from Kokoris for Kokoris' low blows, but has also done well in this 3rd round. A 6-punch combination. Not everything landed by Martinez, but he threw a lot of punches.
Stop.
Martinez was supposed to fight in the Goodwill Games last year, but he was one of those armed forces personnel that could not box because of the flap over going to Russia, and Casper Weinberger, the Secretary of Defense, got into the picture and decided that these boxers might be used as pawns for propaganda. I guess that's the way they phrased it. So Martinez was not allowed to go. Good right hand by Kokoris and a left hand by Martinez. So Arthur had to miss that opportunity. But he's here now and making a good showing against Kokoris. Not everything landed there, but you can see Martinez is very busy here in the 3rd round.
Stop. Stop.
A caution to Kokoris for holding. Two-time champion Nick Kokoris, as we suspected, has had all he could want from Arthur Martinez. Good left hook by Martinez. They exchange good right hands, and Martinez comes back. And so what was an excellent 3rd round for Arthur Martinez will come to a close. Could it be enough to give him an upset victory? Kelsey Banks escaped earlier. Will Nick Kokoris also escape? We'll come back to find out who won this light welterweight battle. Don't go away. That's Nick Kokoris, the defending Olympic Fest champion for the last 2 years, in fact, in the 139-pound division. And his opponent, Arthur Martinez, who is showing his patriotism and his enthusiasm here. He was very, very effective in this match with Kokoris. Had a very good 3rd round. The question is, would it be enough to get him a victory? They are tabulating the scorecards. And Buck Hall's about to give us the announcement. Let's go to him now.
In bout number 8, the winner in the blue corner, Kokoris.
And so Nick Kokoris gets a 4-1 decision, a smattering of boos, but certainly he fought well. Nick Kokoris moves on to try and defend his Olympic Festival championship. We'll be back with more right after this.
You know, Bruce Kimball, who competes against Greg Louganis, has said that when you're competing and diving against Louganis, you are also competing against what Louganis has done in the past, not just what he has done in that particular meet on that day. And after that unpopular decision between Kelsey Banks and Vernon McGriff, unpopular here, I'm wondering, Al Bernstein, if that's the case in boxing, too. You hear so often in heavyweight championship fights that the challenger just can't beat them in the ring. They really almost knock them out. Is that the way it has to go here?
Well, it certainly is the case in the pros, and though the amateur officials sometimes say that isn't the case, there is sometimes evidence of that. I personally thought that the McGriff fight was a lot closer than the judges had it, and I thought, quite frankly, Vernon McGriff might have won, and I'm a big admirer of Kelsey Banks. In the Koukouris fight, some of the crowd thinking that perhaps Arthur Martinez had made a good effort. We should remind you, though, that yesterday Eric Griffin was given a decision over Brian Lannon, who is the odds-on favorite to win his division. But Kevin Kelly, who last year established a name for himself here in this tournament, won over Fernando Rodriguez in a very questionable and controversial decision. And Rodriguez, of course, is not well known yet on this level of competition. So there's no doubt in my mind that reputations do play a role. I'm not suggesting all the decisions were wrong, but there's no question you get a little bit extra edge, as maybe in the case of a Louganis when you're well known.
Al, there are definitely some berths at stake here at the Pan Am Games. There will be a box-off that takes place after this competition. Can you maybe explain a little bit how that works? And if Kelsey Banks had lost that match, could he have still made it to the Pan Am Games?
Yes, he could have. There will be a box-off, and what they'll do is select the best possible opponent for the winner here at the Olympic Sports Festival. So there is the possibility that even a loser here could very well get a chance to box in the box-offs. And a lot of that has to do with who boxes well, and even if you lose the decision, you might still have an opportunity to get in the box-off for the Pan Am Games.
Well, we've got a lot more skating coming up back in Greensboro. Coming up next, Angelo D'Agostino, who started skating at the age of 11. How about you?
Never.
We'll be right back.
Number 9, super heavyweight division, 201.
Welcome back to Greensboro Coliseum. It's the men's long program continuing. Now the men's north and south scores are in, and it is the north 53.80, the south 50.27. The east and west still to skate, and the man on the ice at this moment representing the east team, Angelo D'Agostino from Glen Ellen, Illinois.
Team, Angelo D'Agostino.
There's no question, this is one of the outstanding show skaters in America today, David Santee.
Absolutely, and he had one of the better short programs yesterday for the men. Angelo has always been a very consistent skater. You just don't see a lot of mistakes from him. Nice double axel to open up with. Triple flip. Perfectly executed. And now for the triplets. No problem there. You'll find a lot of these guys will get their big moves out of the way early before stamina becomes a factor. Angelo's triplets is a lot like Scott Hamilton's in that they rarely ever miss it. And this is a double loop. It would be like a guy hitting a 420-foot home run and the next at bat popping up on a bunt. Another nice double axel. Triple toe Wally. Angelo has nice smooth landings on every jump.
David, he seems to demonstrate a tremendous exuberance out there on the ice.
You really get the feeling that he is very content when he's skating. On the ending of the triple sock out. A couple of minor mistakes, but for the most part, an excellent performance.
Standing ovations have been the norm all weekend long, and for good reason. We have seen performance after performance in the pairs, in the ice dancing competition in the women's, and now tonight in the men's long program. Angelo D'Agostino.
Here's a look at Angelo's triple flip right at the beginning. The ease that he goes into that jump, he just does not use any extra energy. And now here's a look at his triple toe Wally. Again, what a nice smooth landing.
And a terrific performance by the young man out of Glen Ellen, Illinois, Angelo D'Agostino.
The next skater representing
Unofficially, Judy Sladke's scorecard has D'Agostino with a score of 55.5. Now the men's long program continues from beautiful Greensboro Coliseum tonight. Don't you dare go away. Brian Boitano is next. Will he try the quad and land it? We'll see in just a few moments.